What's up guys, so in this video we are going to do a full day of eating, but to be honest I'm not quite convinced with the quality of content, so I'm going to throw in a little bit of information out there to help you guys reach your fitness goals. And by the way, my website is offline at the moment. Just give me a week or two and it'll be back online. So if you guys have questions, any questions for that matter, or if you guys are interested in my online coaching services, please feel free to email me. Email and the website as well is down in the description. So guys, I get a lot of questions on carbs. Actually, no, I don't get any questions on carbs. I just want to bring this to your attention. I want to ask you, or rather put this out there. Are carbs, or I mean, how do I say this? Okay, being on a zero carb diet or on a low carb diet, is that the key to lose weight? Is basically just looking into carbs and not your total calories or your macronutrients, is that the key to lose weight? Or does the quality of carbs matter, either simple or complex carbs? So let's get right into that. To understand more about carbs, we have to look into the hormone insulin. So insulin is secreted or released by the pancreas when the blood sugar level rises. So if you eat a whole bunch of carbs, blood sugar level is high, the pancreas releases or secretes insulin. So basically it lowers blood glucose levels, it shuttles carbohydrates or glucose into the muscle and also into the fat as well. The other effects are it decreases lipolysis, which is the release of fats from the fat cells, and it also increases lipogenesis, which is basically fat storage. Wait, I'm not getting good lighting guys. So yeah, like I said, it decreases lipolysis, which is release of fat from the fat cells, and it increases lipogenesis, which is fat storage. So looking at this, people assume, okay, fine, we don't need insulin in our body to burn fat, hence the low carb diets. Well, at least I'm assuming that these guys have the knowledge to, to come about to that conclusion. Now, most of it's about experience, experimenting on your body and experimenting yourself. Zero carb diets do work, but is it the right way? That is the question. So yes guys, if you do, insulin is definitely linked in that way. So if you do increase insulin, definitely it will have a negative effect on lipolysis and beta oxidation. Beta oxidation is basically fat oxidation. So that's what it is. It does have a negative effect. But that's not how it works. It's all concentration dependent. So it inhibits fat burning, which does not mean it stops fat burning. It basically curbs or reduces fat burning. Like I said, it's concentration dependent. So a little increase in insulin levels will also affect fat burning in a very small manner, in a very little manner. It's directly proportionate that way. Assuming that you're counting your calories and hitting your macros, and you're on a diet that requires 200 grams of carbs a day, and you have about 100 carbs in meal one. So even though insulin is high at meal one and low at the other meals because of the low carb consumption and the other macronutrients for that matter, it doesn't mean that you're going to put on weight, okay? Remember, insulin is a 24-hour thing. It happens throughout the day. So similarly, fat burning and fat gaining are things that happen throughout the day. It happens simultaneously. Your body burns fat and your body gains fat simultaneously through various processes. But it is the relative rates of each that will determine your net body composition. It's important, I'm going to repeat it again. It's the relative rates of both fat burning and fat gain that happens at the same time or simultaneously that determines your net body composition. So lipolysis, lipogenesis, beta oxidation all happens at the same time. So basically, in short guys, if you're at a caloric deficit, here's what's going to happen. You're going to have more of a beta oxidation, they say. And then you have more fat burning than fat gain. So you end up losing weight. So as long as you're staying at a caloric deficit, you're completely fine. Now let's move on to complex carbohydrates. So I get a lot of questions. This side do get a lot of questions. Like, when I have white rice, I become fat. But when I have oats or some other source of carbohydrates, I feel the bloat is gone or whatever that is. Or I'm losing weight and I feel the effect that I put on. Well, basically I get fat on white rice and I don't on other sources of carbohydrates. I'm glad you asked. Here's your answer. And by the way guys, I ripped this off from Lane Norton. This is his diagram and his graph. You will see it in just about a minute. Need to arrange the lighting for this one. As I was saying, so a high glycemic index meal like white rice, simple sugars, Since it has a higher insulin response, will that make you fat? Will that have a negative impact on fat loss versus something like a low glycemic index meal like complex carbohydrates? So I've made this graph for you guys. Usually I put a picture, but I have this graph right here for you guys. So let's get into it so we can get a better understanding. So on the x-axis we have time, on the y-axis we have insulin response. So like I said, you have a low glycemic index meal. There's a steady rise with insulin response. It has a low peak, but when you have a high glycemic index meal, there's a sharp rise and a high peak. But the most important part is it comes down to baseline that much quicker. See, comes back to baseline, but over here, it's still at that same level, or it's still at that peak level or that peak range. Talking about the insulin response. Now guys, remember, if you do equate carbs and fiber, the total consumption of carbs and fiber, the peak is not what's going to determine your fat gain for that matter. It is the area under the curve. Just because this peaks higher doesn't mean that this is a simple carbohydrate is going to make you fatter or is going to have a negative impact on fat loss. As long as you have an equal consumption of both carbohydrates and fiber for that matter, what's going to matter is the area under the curve that's going to have a net effect in your insulin response. So that is super important. Okay guys, now remember, fat burning for that matter is not the same as, I need to find some lighting. Yeah, fat burning is not the same as fat loss. What you have to take into consideration, well, like I said guys, there are so many processes happening in your body where you're gaining and you're putting on weight simultaneously. Lipolysis, lipogenesis, beta oxidation, all that matter. It's just it is how you consume your calories, your macronutrients, that is going to determine your net body composition. So remember guys, if you do consume 100 grams of carbs, and then 100 grams of carbs is a complex source with 10 grams of fiber, and if you consume about 100 grams of sugar, it's not the same, because the fiber is what makes the difference. Fiber is an indigestible source and it's thermogenic, and that will aid your fat loss. So as long as you do equate your carbs and your fiber, that is what matters in terms of your carbohydrate consumption. I really hope this makes sense, but the point of the matter is, you have good fiber, hit your macronutrients, stay at a deficit, you are going to lose weight. Just to sum it all up, when I'm really strict in my diet, I honestly do have a good amount of complex carbohydrates. Well, that's not because of the slow, delayed insulin response that I'm getting, which supposedly reduces or increases my fat burning rate. It's not about that. It's because of the fiber that's thermogenic, first of all, and secondly because it keeps me full and keeps me satisfied throughout the day. So I'm consuming a lot less calories and you know, keeping myself away from those cravings. And secondly guys, insulin is driven by your total carbohydrates and the calories you consume, not the other way around. So keep that in mind guys. So complex carbohydrates do make a difference, but it's got nothing to do with the insulin response. It has to do with, you know, keeping you full and satisfied, and also to do with the amount of fiber it has. So have a good balanced diet, like I said, and be consistent and work hard. Good morning guys. So welcome to a full day of eating. But first off, I have to warn you that I just recovered from a really bad stomach infection, so I really don't think I can hit my macros as such. But I want to keep it real. I want to show you guys exactly what I'm eating in spite of me being sick. But so it's been 2 months since I've been cutting, and I've lost about 6 kgs in the process. I've dropped from 98 kgs to 92, which is pretty good progress, and I've been sick for about, I think, 4 days now. I just recovered. Like I said, I may not be able to hit those numbers, but then again, I'm going to show you show you my diet for what it is, and I'm going to show you for what it should have been. So let's get into it. Let's get to the first meal. It's 9 AM and I got to finish this meal soon because I have music practice from now till 12. I'm going to keep this simple. I'm going to keep this quick. I have 1 scoop of whey protein for breakfast. Oh shit, it's leaking. And then I have 2 of... Oh sorry guys, we are back. My battery died in the process. So as I was saying, I have a scoop of whey protein for breakfast, 20 grams of protein in there. Then we have 2 of these giant idlis, or what we call as tatte idlis. I just bought this from the shop in the morning while walking Louis. So this is my breakfast. I'll put all the macros and information either here or here on the screen. So feel free to give me your opinion. And that's about it guys. I'm just going to enjoy this meal and finish off with practice, have another meal, and then go to the gym. It is 12:30 at the moment. Time for my next meal. So soon after this, I am going to the gym. What we have here is about 100 grams of raw oats, which I just cooked. And I had like half of it like 10 minutes before this. Don't have much time. So with this, I'm having about 120 grams of chicken thigh with sauteed vegetables. Here's the thing, guys. I'm going to go a little bit low on my protein today because I need my stomach to completely recover. And with that, I just want to show you guys what I'm having during my workout. So as a pre-workout, I take a scoop of Total War, my favorite pre-workout at the moment. I put it in this shaker and I take it to the gym. My post-workout is a scoop of whey protein, which is in this shaker. And my intra-workout is BCAAs. I've said this 101 times. The only reason why I'm taking BCAAs is because I have a shitload of BCAAs left over from my last competition. So I'm going to use it till it gets over. So this is my meal at the moment. We're going to have this for now. And I'll see you guys in the gym. One more thing, guys, I forgot my other supplements. So what we have over here is we have 5000 mg of EFAs. These are these golden capsules. Omega 369, 500 mg calcium, 800 mg vitamin E, or 400, I'm not sure, and one multivitamin. So I'll put all the details of everything in on somewhere on this side, so you guys can have an idea of my proportion of macronutrients. Okay guys, just finished a back workout. I'm gonna have my post-workout shake now. We did back, we did a little bit of arms as well, and calves and hamstrings, because those are my weak parts. So we're gonna finish that and I'm gonna go home. We get a good meal in. I'm feeling good, guys. My stomach is much better now. And thanks to Mr. Jerry Janardhan for saving the day. Always, huh? Always. Post-workout. Lara didn't work out, but she just finished work. And she's having chicken and rice, just like me. Okay, post-workout. Here's what I'm having. Basmati white rice, about 150 grams and 200 grams of chicken in total with, I think it's a cream-based curry. So that's some added calories. And we need to get in some fats, lots and lots of fats. Because at the end of the day, we need to eat all our macronutrients. So I take a big serving of ghee and just another small serving of ghee. Or this is how much fat I eat in a day. What's your problem? I eat whatever I want to eat. Okay, so this is my post-workout meal. We have ghee, rice and chicken. So it's a good heavy meal, dense in calories. Remember, as long as you're on a deficit, you're doing a good job. We are now at meal 4, I guess. So what I'm gonna have is this whole tub of curd mixed with a scoop of chocolate whey protein. I did the same thing in Chennai. I used this Hydra 6 whey strawberry flavor. It was not that bad. Initially it was fine, but then the aftertaste was a little off. I think because it's a, what do you say, whey protein and casein mix. But this is just, I'm using the Ultimate Nutrition whey protein. It's a pretty good protein. I do use it on a regular basis. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to mix this with that. And I'm going to have a nice wholesome meal. And by the way, I do have about 4.5 liters of water a day, roughly. I just drink whenever I feel like. I don't like gulp, like you say, a liter in a session. I just split it. I sip throughout the day, and that's the best way to consume your water. We are at the last meal of the day. And now I am having a little bit of teriyaki chicken rice and some veggies. That's Louis actually scratching the door. We have Varun and Lara at the back. Hey, don't let him in, he'll eat the food. He'll try to eat the food.
Sorry.
Okay, so they're doing some work. Anyway guys, this is more or less what I ate today, not, I would say, my specific diet. Anyway, to be honest, it changes very often based on what's available at home and what I can eat or what I can afford. So it works that way. So this is more or less it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it was informational. And I'll see you guys again when I see you again. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.